Merab Dvalishvili wants to defend his bantamweight title against Cory Sandhagen next if he beats Sean O'Malley this weekend. Merab said, "I will be happy if I fight 2 more times this year. Looks like Cory Sandhagen is ready for me, and we never fought each other. He's a great contender. He fought everybody. He has a good style, he's a good fighter, we all know, and he's beat a lot of guys in our division. I don't mind to take another quick turnaround fight, and then one more at the end of this year, either in New York or my new home in Las Vegas." Fight announcements. Dan Ige vs. Patricio Pitbull has officially been added to UFC 318 on July 19th. Ige is coming off a 3rd-round TKO victory over Sean Woodson, while Pitbull looks to bounce back after a unanimous decision loss to Yair Rodriguez. Azamat Bakoyev vs. Torres Finney has been added to UFC Vegas 108 on August 2nd. Bakoyev enters the bout with a 20-3 record and is riding an 8-fight winning streak, most recently securing a 1st-round TKO over Ryan Loder. Finney, meanwhile, is unbeaten at 11-0 and is coming off a split decision win against Robert Valentin. Now, this fight is not yet official, however it's currently being reported that Bryce Mitchell is moving down to the bantamweight division and taking on Said Nurmagomedov at UFC Abu Dhabi on July 26th. Said is coming off a unanimous decision loss to Vinicius Oliveira. Bryce is coming off a 2nd-round submission loss to Jean Silva. Former Bellator bantamweight champion Patchy Mix is set to make his UFC debut this weekend against Mario Bautista. Patchy says he doesn't feel any more pressure than he usually does for fights. He plans to dominate Mario Bautista and eventually take over the UFC bantamweight division.
Yeah, I feel at home. I've headlined almost all the cards. I'm a multi-time world champion prior to coming to the UFC, so I'm thrown on the main, the main card. I'm not headlining. I don't have the pressure to be the main event or the co-main event like I normally always am. I'm only fighting a 3-round fight as opposed to a 5-round fight like my last 5 fights have been. So it just honestly feels normal. It feels good to be a part of the card. But on Saturday night, make no mistake about it, it will be my show. I will take over the card and I will prove, my dominance and how exciting and how, the finishing ability that I have, and I will prove that on Saturday. And I just worked on, for a whole year, I worked on things, and I had already been a multi-time world champion, already had been dominating. So I feel like this right here is gonna be like Patchy Mix 2.0, an entire new version of me, and I've just entered my prime. Like, they haven't seen anything what I'm capable of doing until they see it on Saturday night. Even though I haven't been here, I've been watching this division. I know a lot of guys in the division. I've trained with all the top guys in our division. So, that training stops now. And, anybody from the top 10, top 15, I think it's one of the biggest, deepest divisions in the entire UFC. And I'm not only looking forward to being a part of it, I plan to come and take it over. I truly believe I am the best bantamweight. I have more wins than all these guys. I have more finishes than all these guys, and I have less losses and have never been finished myself. So what I see is that I'm hunting the bantamweight division, and it starts with Mario Bautista at number 10, and it will go from number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All of them, I'm hunting them. So now I'm here, and it doesn't matter. I'll go through all of them.
Kamaru, Usman, and Henry Cejudo had differing opinions when discussing their predictions for the UFC 316 co-main event. Cejudo has skepticism about Julianna Pena's striking abilities and picked Kayla Harrison as his favorite to win. Usman disagreed, pointing out that Julianna was willing to stand in exchange with Amanda Nunes.
Wow, what I see with this fight is, obviously Julianna, this is the thing with Julianna, man. She doesn't have the hands, bro. You know what I'm saying? And her grappling the grappling doesn't match well with a girl with a 2-time Olympic champ, dude. But man, there's a dog and there's an experience in Julianna Pena. But I just feel like the fact that Kayla Harrison's able to win the Olympics not once but twice. I ain't trying to do all these anytime push-ups like she wants me to do, but I think she's gonna. I think we're gonna hear at new.
Yeah. No. This is listen. You saying, oh, she ain't got the hands on her? No. I don't say that, because Julianna Pena stood with Amanda Nunes, and Amanda Nunes, we can say, is the most devastating female striker we've ever seen. I think Amanda Nunes set herself apart, but Julianna Pena was not afraid. She was able to go in there, bring that dog out of herself and submit the GOAT, the GWOAT, or whatever we want to call it, the greatest female fighter we've ever seen in the UFC. So Julie, and then not only that, loses the title, comes back and wins it back in a fight that many people thought, oh yeah, Raquel Pennington is going to beat her. No, she came back and she won that title back.
Dominick Cruz has reacted to Jon Anik recently calling Merab Dvalishvili the bantamweight GOAT. Anik said, I do believe he already has status as the greatest bantamweight of all time. I say that as a man who, if I got married this weekend, Dominick Cruz would be my groomsman. He's one of my best friends in the world. As far as I'm concerned, with respect to Aljamain Sterling and my BFF Dominick Cruz, the greatest of all time, not so quietly, is Merab the Machine Dvalishvili. In an interview with MMA Junkie, Dominick responded saying, I think that Jon Anik knows. He makes media. He knows how to do that. That's my boy. I love that dude. The fact that there's even a conversation with me involved, it's not for me to decide something like that. I'm not saying it's this level, but as a parallel, you're talking about LeBron James and Michael Jordan, right? You're never going to convince me ever, no matter what, under any circumstance, that LeBron is better than Jordan. To me. But then you got the latter that's going to say the opposite. I love that there's even a conversation. If there's a conversation, then that's what this thing is about. And you know what? Merab is making it a conversation too. Good for him. This dude has ran through the ladder. This dude had to fight up and down the ladder exactly the same way that I did. I had to fight my way through the hardest fights in the division, multiple rematches before I got my shots. I had to earn every scrap, and I see that similarity in Merab's fights. I tip my hat to him. Paul Felder believes Merab will defeat Sean O'Malley once again this weekend. On the Believe You Me podcast, Felder admitted that he's done counting Merab out, saying that every time he bets against him, Merab proves him wrong and finds a way to get the job done.
And I just also, how much of the wrestling could have changed in this amount of time? You know, that's the other thing to really look at, because Merab had another fight with Umar where he was doing all that same kind of stuff. He's fresher. You know, I just think that's a big gap to overcome, the way he was dominated in the wrestling department. And I don't think that's going to get fixed. I love that he stopped smoking weed. I love that he's more focused. I hope it's more competitive. I hope he lands some shots. But I think Merab is going to do a similar thing. I've counted that guy out in a lot of other fights, and he always just freaking finds a way. So I'm sticking with it.
Kayla Harrison is heading into UFC 316 with confidence as she prepares to challenge Julianna Pena for the bantamweight title. While she praised Julianna for her toughness and refusal to quit, Kayla made it clear that she believes she's the more complete fighter and fully expects to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid of 25 hard minutes. I've been training really hard. We've prepared properly. This camp has been maybe one of the best camps of my life. I'm prepared, and yeah, I mean, there's just no stopping me. You know, what's mine is mine, and this is my destiny. I mean, I think all of it, you know, it all feels like it's coming to a head, and I'm the best I've ever been. My fight IQ is the highest it's ever been. My confidence is the highest it's ever been. My belief is on point, and I'm just grateful. I'm super grateful that I get to do what I love every single day. A lot of people don't get to say that, you know, a lot of people clock in, clock out, but I'm literally living my dream. I mean, I think I'm better everywhere. I think I'm bigger, faster, stronger. I think I have a wealth of experience behind me now. I think that I'm a better striker, I'm a better grappler. But she's a fighter. I'll never take that away from her. You know, she's got heart, and she's not gonna give up easily. And so it's just about me going out there and instilling my will and being smart.
Vicente Luque believes he will finish Kevin Holland this weekend either by knockout or submission. Luque discusses how Kevin likes to play mind games with his opponents and talk to them during the fight, and says he's not worried about it.
I mean, I see a tough fight in the sense that both of us are going to bring the action, but I definitely see myself finishing him. Either a knockout or a submission. I don't know where it's going to present itself, but if I see the opportunity, I'm definitely going to take it. I'm in there. I'm always working, so I'm not much of a talker, but I don't mind if he talks to me. I'm sure I'm going to have fun in there. You know, fighting is always about fun. I like to be challenged. I like to be, you know, a guy that wants to maybe mess with my mind. That's always something that I'm down for. You know, let's go and let's go to war and see what's going to happen. I'm going to go there and try to hurt him every second of the fight.
Last week, Robert Whittaker shared that he was not interested in seeing Alexander Volkanovski defend his featherweight title in a rematch with Yair Rodriguez. Yair didn't take that comment well and has since fired back at Rob.
But, mate, no one wants to see this fight. No one.
Yes.
no one was sitting at home thinking, I didn't know, you know what fight I want to run back? Volk and Yair. Okay? Not yet anyway, because Volk did some good, honest work in that first fight, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Yair had a lot to work on from that fight. I think a lot of it was mental. That's how I walked away from that fight. I thought that fight was very one-sided. Now, there was a storyline that whole fight week with him and Diego.
Yes.
Okay? I wanted that fight to happen. Tell me that fight couldn't have headlined UFC Mexico.
MMA Uncensored posted Rob's quote to their Instagram, saying no one wants to see this fight. Yair left a comment saying, I didn't ask for your opinion, mate. Focus on your so you don't get your teeth broken again. Rob has reacted to Yair's comment on the most recent episode of the MM Arcade podcast. Rob says his quote was taken out of context, explaining that he wasn't dismissing Yair entirely, but rather expressing interest in seeing him face Diego Lopez instead. Go check out the full episode of the MM Arcade podcast. Links in the description.
So there was, I forget who it was. Some MMA source, okay? They just cut out the one line of me saying, when Volk and Yair 2, no one wants to see that. That's all they cut out. They posted it on Instagram, and Yair replied, like, mind your own business, don't get your teeth smashed in, something like that. He made this source. What have I said, guys, about cutting one-liners out of our podcast? Because now Yair hates me, and we've all seen how Yair acts to those he hates. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to go to a press conference with him anymore. You know, he's an emotional guy. It was out of context. Okay, I like Yair. Okay, we were talking about no one wants to see that fight, not when we wanted to watch Diego and Yair go at it after the last time they were at a press conference. Hell, that could be me next time. You know? But we were talking we were purely speculating from a fan's point of view. Okay? It's never anything personal. There's no need to bring my teeth into it, buddy. All right? I hope he chills out and understands that he was just baited into this. Yeah, MMA source that cut that one line out and made me and Yair enemies. Screw you guys, man.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's in reference to Carlos Prates announcing that his friend Randy has passed away. It says, rest in peace, Randy. The MMA community will miss you. The second one's from Fun Stuff 5365. It's in reference to Chael Sonnen saying that his YouTube views are dropping when he talks about John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. It says Chael's views are dropping because fans don't want to sit through an ad just to hear him start talking like they skip to the middle of a phone call. And the final one's from Kaiser Dragon. It's in reference to Arman Sarukian saying he wants to be the backup fighter for Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. It says the irony of Arman wanting to be the backup fighter. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.